had to think for a second which day this is. So it's Tuesday, and we just finished wrapping up FYI Philly, which is why I'm here at the house. And I've really been thinking a lot about, am I still here? Whoops, okay, I moved this, and it was like turning my phone off. So I've really been thinking a lot about the last 22 weeks and having a lot of really interesting conversations with people, especially parents and people in like a similar vibe and vein and place in the world as we are right now. And hi, Benny. Hi, Vinny. Hi, Helena. That's a pretty name. And hey, Lennox. That's a cool name, Lennox. Hey, News family. And hi, Shannon. Hey, Leilani. Thank you all for tuning in. I was just about to talk about... Okay, so every Sunday, I always say, hi, John. I always say, I have the Sunday Scaries. I don't know if you guys get the Sunday Scaries, but I just get this like vibe on Sundays. It's funny, growing up, I get like butterflies in my stomach, or like a pit in your stomach kind of a thing. And growing up, I used to think that it was the tomato sauce. I used to think I was getting like acid reflux on it after eating like, gravy, meatballs, whatever. And then I realized, okay, it's like that feeling of Sunday into Monday. And then growing up, going to school, I used to get the same feeling in August going into September. So I would call it the August scaries, right? Not that it's scary, but like, you get that kind of like change is coming. You can feel it almost in August. You get like a breeze, not this week, but I'm telling you, it'll happen in like a week and a half, 2 weeks. You'll just get like that August breeze, and it'll say to you, oh, we're coming up on September. And in September, things change, right? Like change is in the air going into September. Back to school, something about, like heading into a new season. But this year, I feel like nothing's changing. Everything is kind of static, and we don't have an end to it. So yet I'm still getting the August scaries. My daughter's starting first grade, and yeah, so Lisa's saying I get that on Mondays, right? Like, so you kind of like Sunday into Monday, you kind of get this like, okay, new week, right? And you get this kind of little butterfly in your stomach, and you say, okay, I have to take a chance and start a new week and start something new. And that approach sometimes gives you a little bit of a feeling. So Nathan's saying, yeah, a September back to school, right? Like that back to school feeling. And so I was walking yesterday in Target, and I saw the back to school section. Hi, teacher Rosemary. You know what? Rosemary, I'm going to have Priscilla paint one of these for you. Rosemary was one of Priscilla's amazing preschool teachers. So Rosemary, DM me your address, and the next time I have Priscilla doing some art within the next week or two, I'll have her make one for you, just for you. So I saw the back to school section, and I had like this really weird moment with it where I thought, this is different. Is anybody buying this stuff, right? I mean, I guess it depends what your school's doing, what you feel comfortable doing. Am I buying? Now, our school, just full disclosure, has given the families 3 options: 5 days, virtual, and hybrid. So the families can decide what they are comfortable with. So we, right now, and I say this every day, something can change tomorrow, something can change next week. Right now, we are going to send her, we are comfortable with the safety plan. We are going to send her 5 days a week. We feel like it's, something that is important for her. So that's us. But if we were doing this, if we were told like virtual only, and this is what we have to do, if we were doing this at our kitchen table, am I getting back to school? Am I getting a new backpack? Am I getting her things for back to school? So I was just really thinking, that this back to school thing gave me like such a, I don't want to say anxiety, but it gave me just this feeling in the store, like, ew, back to school, right? We've had like summer, we're having like school, right? And we get through, thank you, Dottie, you're so sweet. We got through those last 3 months of school at home, and we were kind of like scotch taping it together, and we were like, stapling it all, and we were like, okay, let's, oh, hi, Tara's friend, Stephanie, Stephanie, and wait, why can't I think? And Lauren, my friend Lauren. Yes. Oh, you wrote her name. Oh, I love little Lauren. Please tell Lauren I said hi and sending so much love. And she's so cute. So now it's like, what's happening with school? What's happening with summer? And it's like, oh, summer's coming to an end. And you're like, well, has it like been summer or vacation or whatever you want to call this for since March? Like, are we having like 5 months of like a break? And, so I just had this like moment when I looked at the back to school section, which usually makes me feel a little bit excited. Like I look at it and I'm like, ooh, fresh pencils. Like even when I was in college, I still used to buy like back to school stuff. Like even after college, I'd be like, oh, I just need a little back to school something. Cause I thought this is like a new time. It's a fresh September, right? So now when I look at September, I'm like, what does it mean? So Lori is saying, oh, and Stephanie, and good luck with your school year also for your beautiful daughter. Lori says, I think school is different now, virtual and other possibilities. And it's going to be different for everyone. Like we have a story that I pitched today, and actually you will see it tonight on Action News because Nydia Hahn's going to be working on it. So we have like families in Center City who have dual working households and they can't be home. And we couldn't be home with Priscilla. My husband and I worked through the whole entire pandemic. We were never here. And so we had to hire somebody to sit with our daughter all day. And we're lucky that we can do it, but we didn't have a choice. We didn't have our parents. We also were all quarantining. And my husband and I work outside of the house, and my mother had, our parents are older, and we would never have wanted to expose them to anything. So we had to get a sitter and somebody to sit with our daughter is what we had to do. And so now a lot of families who can do this, and this will not be the case for everybody, will have we just saw an ad that went out. Hey, we're trying to come up with a pod. This is a very popular option right now for parents who either have to work and cannot be home while their children are home, or B, can afford to supplement the academic school year with the virtual learning. I don't know how virtual learning went for your kid. I mean, we got through it, but I wouldn't want, I mean, another year, and this is first grade, for us, I don't know. So it's just confusing. So they have 7 families from a local Center City public school, which, as you know, Philadelphia public schools have gone all virtual, at least, I want to say at least they said through November. So they have 7 kids. They have a teacher. They hired somebody, a tutor, a teacher, whatever. And now they're trying to rent a space to accommodate these 8 people, 7 kids and a teacher. So it's like they're creating a school because the mom works, the dad works, and where are their kids going to go all day? So there's so many stories like this. Like I said to someone the other day, what scares me in that scenario, and of course this is all about health, and we don't want the kids to get sick, and we don't want the teachers to get sick, and we all of this. But there are parents who have to work. I'm afraid kids are going to be sitting home by themselves. Like this is kind of, where does there's kids that won't have food. And it's just, it's wild. Like it's just wild looking into this school year. And then I think, right now, we're all in the same storm, but we're all in different boats. But right now, like no kid has been in school, right? All the kids on March 12th, March 13th, like that was their last day. They haven't been in a classroom. So I don't want to say they're all in the same boat, but it's pretty lateral. But going into this school year, some kids will be in a classroom. Some kids won't be in a classroom. Some kids will have a tutor to help them. Some kids' parents are teachers. One of my best friends is a stay-at-home mom, but she was a teacher and she has 3 kids and she's so blessed, like it's not easy for her, but she has 3 kids and she knows how to execute a learning plan. This is her career, like that she put on hold while she raised her small children. So, everyone has a different advantage. And I think it's really going to be up front and center as we move through this and depends on what happens. Like I said, our school presented Monique. I feel like my boat is sinking. I think seriously, Monique, and raise your hand or click the like button to let Monique know she is not alone in this. I mean, she was a little laughing face because what else can we do but laugh? Like the laughing emoji, like literally click like or like raise your hand if you feel that way too. Because I feel like no, you can't make a plan. There's no certainties. and we're scared. The people are sick. People are dying, right? Like it's so, but we can only go one day at a time. And what I wrote and which for people like me, like I'm trying to get used to it, like one day at a time. Yeah, we have to laugh. If we don't laugh, forget it, we'll cry. I'm trying to get used to that feeling of just being able to control the next step, the next step, the next step. Long-term plans, forget it. Even something as silly as, not silly, I was going to say silly, something as non-critical as vacation, right? So we have vacation coming up. My husband has like a very specific, like he has to take this week, he has to take, and then he can't give it back. So next week we're on vacation, right? And so we're gonna go, like we don't know. So we'll decide on Sunday, can we do anything? Where can we go anywhere? And where do we feel comfortable and where do we feel safe? So that's it, but so even something like that. But then when you look at the school year and you can't make a plan, or a lot of you don't know if your job will be there tomorrow, will they downsize? Will I have to go back into the office, right? There's a lot of questions that people have. And I think you live with a lot of that kind of lingering right around you. And then you just say, okay, right, let's breathe. I've been doing a lot of, I never really got into the, essential oils and stuff like that, but I'm like, let me light the candles. Let me do the little, what is this thing I have? Like a diffuser, and you put the little drops in, just try to do things that are like, okay, we're trying to help each other. And Julie, I want to read this out loud, says, and I say this all the time, and I think this is the message. We also have to respect each other's decisions as parents and educators. No one is making a wrong decision right now. And 1,000%, Julie, hit the nail on the head. Everyone is making a decision that is right for them. There is no wrong decision that you are making for your family, from your heart, from your circumstances, from your doing your best. Like everyone is doing their best. Right? So that's it. So you're doing your best. And so you can only make the decision that's right for you. Like I said, our school is saying, here, we're offering 5 days or hybrid or virtual. What works for you, right? What works for your family? Do you have someone immunocompromised at home? Are you waiting for a vaccine? Everyone is coming in from a different place and saying, this is my best decision right now, right? Or I have to pivot and find someone to watch my kid because the school's virtual, or because I don't want to send my kid. It is what it is. Everyone is going to do what works for them, but we have to practice kindness. And what I wrote in the headline here is, there is enough sunshine for everyone. So please don't throw shade on people. Not now. We don't have time for it. It's not the time. It's never the time, but it's not the time right now. Everyone is going through their emotions and going through their journey, and they're at a different pace, or they're at a different place about it. So don't throw shade on people. If you have some sunshine, take it out there, throw it out, spread it around, and let people in, because they need it. And I think that you won't realize how much they need it until someone thanks you for it. So everyone is in a state of stress. People aren't sleeping right. I just read this amazing, really spot on article, and not to exclude men in this, but it was a New York Times article about how women are really bearing the brunt of a lot of this, because women are leaving their careers or leaving their situations, and so then it also said, not just women, but more people are anxious, depressed, taking anti-anxiety medication, taking antidepressants in a time where there's just so much uncertainty. So you can't grasp onto anything, because there's I feel like 2020 is one of those, the second you go to hold it, it slips away. It's like literally trying to catch an eel with your bare hands. It's like, oh, I got it. Oh, never mind. So, I like this. Tony says, regular family meetings to discuss your concerns or fears, very therapeutic. Sit down, talk about your feelings, because I think if you keep them in, they're just going to fester. Let them out, shake them off. We all have them. A little respect goes a long way, says CJ. Absolutely. And I think you won't realize how powerful that is until you you get thanked for it, right? Like, oh, thank you for checking in on me. Thank you for asking about this. Thank you for understanding that we're not making the same decision, but we can still be friends and we can still respect each other and we can still lift each other up, okay? So Tracy Allen coming in with our PPP line, positivity, patience, and prayers. PPP, getting us through the last 5+ months. And so, and it's what we're going to have to do. I think we're really in the next few weeks about to embark on a new chapter of a story that feels like it's not ending, where the storyline changes, and everyone could only just do what they feel is right and what they feel is right for them, and know that like there's not one size fits all. So I have friends who stay at home. I have friends who work. I have friends who are fearful. Even my own family. We have people within our own family who don't, see eye to eye on even the idea of school. I'm sorry, but you're going to send your daughter to school, but we don't feel comfortable. So I don't know when I can see you. And I say, I respect that because I love you. And we can absolutely all see from a different, come from a different place. And I respect your approach to this. And I hope you respect mine, because we're all doing what we think is the right thing to do and the best thing to do. So Yanatha, oh, hey, Yanatha, down with OPP, optimism, positivity, and perseverance. You down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. So, that's it. Be positive. Everyone's comfort matters. Absolutely. And comfort level is something that we haven't really talked about in a long time, but that I think this pandemic is giving us pause to think about what people are comfortable with. And when we think about that, it makes us tap into some empathy that I think maybe we hadn't really embraced. So, like even in our newsroom, people are starting to come back little by little into the station. Not a lot of people, but like one at a time, maybe one person. So I always say to everybody, just know this person's been home for 4.5 months or 5 months. Like they may not be comfortable doing, you just respect people and their space. Look, space is what it's all about right now, right? Take your space, your 6 feet and your whatever. So, but respect people and their journey. And I think that is in a lot of what we're seeing in these calls for justice and calls for equality. I think what we're also hearing is respect people, respect where they're coming from, respect that we're different, respect everybody's time and place and space in this world, and respect that we're all going to be just be in this until it's over, and we don't know when that happens. So we could just do the best we can do, but also know that we're all different, and what makes us different is what makes us special, and it's what makes us have our own voice and have our own make our own mark. So that's what we're hearing, and we have this time for pause, right? Treat everybody right. Treat everybody with respect in every way that they come at this, and in every space and time and place that they're know that everyone's doing their best and everyone's trying. And I don't know how much you know about me, but I always give in my head, in my own brain and my own mind, I give people extra credit points for good attitude and trying hard, right? You may not be the best student, you may not be the best person at your job, but if you come at it with a good attitude, and as a friend Alberti Popage said yesterday, if you come at it like the Sunshine Committee, I'm here to work, I'm raising my hand, I'm gonna be positive, and I'm gonna be supportive of other people, right? So if you work hard and you respect people and you have a good attitude, then it just goes such a long way, right? And I think it helps people feel like, yeah, you know what? we are all doing this together. We can shine this sunshine on everybody. We don't have to throw shade at people. And as Don says, we don't have to be bitter. It's not the time to be bitter. We don't have time for that. And Midge says, you know, at a time when so many of us are struggling with fear and uncertainty, be kind and be there for one another and have hope. Let's do this. Let's have hope. So let's be respectful. And let's bring the positivity. Let's bring the good attitude. We're all in this storm. It doesn't seem to be letting up. We put these symbols of hope around our home. Our daughter paints these rainbows just to let us know that like at some point the storm does end. We don't know when though. Like I really feel like this is the first time where we can't sit and say, that this ends at some point because we don't have a timeline for it. So while we are here, stuck in the rut that we're in, right? Let's make the best of it. Keep our health, keep our sanity, support our friends, smile at strangers, although they can't see you because you have the mask on. Smile with your eyes, but also know that somebody said to me yesterday, this can still be your best year, even in the pandemic. And whatever way you can be the best or make it the best, come out of it better, try to find something. We always call it silver linings. And like, I always say to my daughter at the end of every day, what was the best part of your day, right? Like, what are your highs? Let's talk about the highs. Right? And sometimes when we talk about the highs, inevitably we talk about the lows, but because you'll say, oh, this was the best part of my day, but this part of the day wasn't my favorite. Okay, let's talk about that too, right? But let's talk about the highs. Every day, find your silver lining. If you need it, write it down, right? Even if it's something small. I had a great cup of coffee today. Yay, I picked up the phone and called somebody that I haven't spoken to in a long time, or, I got a free sample in the mail and it was, and I'm so happy. I always try to find things that make me happy, but I also am now talking to a 6-year-old who's having a really hard time dealing with her feelings about this pandemic and what she's missing and the fear that she has of getting sick and all those things, and know that it's not just us. The elders, our elders who've paved the way for us are anxious about this because what they don't have is like we have is time, right? So they're losing time in this, and time with their family and time with their grandchildren, and they don't know when it's going to end. So they have anxiety. We have adult problems. Kids have adult problems right now that we didn't have to deal with when we were kids. So, I talk about it, talk about the good things that happened to you, talk about your feelings, talk about it with somebody. So that's my advice. So, and I'm not perfect, and I go through peaks and valleys through all of it, like every single one of you. So, Michelin is telling us that she's recently widowed. It's been really hard navigating this new world, and she says my positivity and these little talks have helped me. So, Michelin, that makes me. I'm so sorry for your loss. It makes me. I'm happy to know, and just so you know, everybody who's in this thread, these are good people here. Like, this is a big support system, and everyone is just going to take their arms and wrap them around you. Tremaine says, oh, I like this, Tremaine. Get a jar, write all the good things that happen on small papers with the date, and make like a little positivity jar. I'm going to start that tonight. I'm doing it. Tremaine, I love that idea. A little positivity jar so that if you ever get down, you could just maybe pick one out and look at it and say, all right, well, here is something good that happened. And look, when we look around, it is really hard to find like great things that are happening. On FYI Philly, we shine a spotlight on the good so that you can feel and see the tangible evidence of like things getting built in a time where everything feels like it's falling down. So if you have stories or you have examples, definitely shout them out, throw them in our direction, make your positivity jar, and know that if you have some sunshine, please spread it everywhere. It doesn't, but by throwing the sun out everywhere, it doesn't throw shade on you. Like, you can open it up, let everybody in. Everyone needs it right now. So I love you all so much. Thanks for popping in. I'm going to head in and to the station, and I'll see you guys on the air at 12:30. Love you.